What's going on, everyone? Right now I'm in the beautiful city of Prague, Czech Republic. I've been living here as an expat for a while now, and I really want to talk about the cost of living in this city. So today I'm going to go over every single thing I spend money on per month living here in Prague. And of course, the first thing people think about when you say cost of living is the rent prices. So my girlfriend and I live in the Prague 5 neighborhood in a loft studio apartment. We pay about 16,000 Czech crowns per month. Now that's actually a pretty low price for the Prague area, but I want to take you to the apartment and show you around so that you can see it for yourself. So let me show you our place. So here's what 16,000 crowns gets us in the Prague 5 neighborhood. So over here you can see we have a massive wardrobe. It's big enough for both of us to fit our clothes in, which is really nice. And then in our living room setup, we have a TV in the corner, a couch, a lamp, but there's a lot of natural light in here, which is really great, especially for our plant on the windowsill. And then when you turn around, you can see that we have a loft bed here. So it's not really a one bedroom, but the bed is lofted and out of the way. It doesn't take up too much space. And then heading to like the kitchen, dining room area, we have a massive dining room table that came with the apartment. So it's really spacious in here. And there's enough room for me to have my own work from home setup with my desk and computer. And then there is a nice balcony because we're on the 4th floor. So this opens up to a courtyard. It's really quiet and relaxed out here. I say quiet as you can hear sirens going, but you get the point. And heading in here, there's a lot of room in the kitchen. So this cubby storage thing also came with the apartment. And then there's cupboards and drawers, good amount of counter space. And the fridge is actually in here, so it goes well with the aesthetic of the apartment. And then finally is the bathroom area. So there's kind of two separate rooms for this. So the first thing you walk in, you see the mirror, the sink, shower, and then the washing machine also came with the apartment. And then over on this side is the toilet area. You have a separate door in case you need extra privacy. But moving on, it's important to keep in mind that we also have to pay our landlord every month for utility bills. So we pay 16,000 in rent, but utilities are kind of expensive in the Czech Republic, and we're paying 4,000 a month for things like gas and electric. So if you split that in half between us, it's about 2,000 crowns per person on top of rent. So in total for accommodation, I'm paying about 10,000 Czech crowns. And now let's talk about food. So first, let's talk about restaurants. Going out to eat in Prague is definitely a lot cheaper than it is to go out back home in North America, but it's still not like dirt cheap. Typically, I'll go out and every meal is around 200 to 300 crowns, plus I'll get a drink, which is like 50 crowns. So averages are around 300 to 350 per meal. Now, I go out around 3 times a week, so in total, that's like 1,000 a week, and overall, maybe 4,000 to 4,500 per month going out to restaurants. But when I'm not going out to restaurants, I'm cooking with things that I buy at the grocery store. I honestly find groceries to be very affordable here in Prague. There are 3 main stores in Albert, Tesco, and Penny, and I'm self-proclaimed very cheap at the store as well. So I only buy the essential things like milk, eggs, cheese, fruits, vegetables, like chicken breasts, rice, all that stuff. And honestly, every week I spend around like 750 crowns at the grocery store. I've told other people this and they say that's extremely low. So maybe this isn't the best advice to go off of from me. But honestly, I think that if you want a budget, go to the grocery store more often, and it's really cheap and easy to buy food here in Prague. And I just realized I've never talked about that in terms of monthly costs. So overall per month at the grocery store, around 3,000 to 3,500 Czech crowns. But it's actually getting pretty cold out right now, so I'm going to head back to the apartment for the rest of this video. But the last thing I want to talk about while being here in the park is what I like to call miscellaneous costs. That's just doing things around the city, like going to the movies, playing in my football league twice a week, going sightseeing, doing things with my girlfriend, all that type of stuff. I think it's a great city to enjoy. There's so much to offer, and it's totally worth it to spend a little bit of money to do things around here. And overall, I'd say I spend about 1,000 to 1,500 Czech crowns on miscellaneous things in the city. All right, and next up, I can't forget about one of the most important items, which is coffee. So I work from home, and I often want to get out of the apartment because, like you saw, it's a pretty small place. So I tend to go to coffee shops like 3 or 4 times a week. And coffee is actually really cheap here in Prague and in Europe in general. So every day when I go, I normally get like a cappuccino, which is typically between 60 to 80 crowns. So in total, over the whole course of a month, I probably spend about 1,000 to 1,500 crowns per month on coffee. And honestly, one of the best things about living in Prague is the transportation network. You often see these signs everywhere for trams and buses. There's also a metro system, and it's all so easy to use and accessible. So what I want to talk about next is how much I spend on that. And I basically bought the year pass for 3,650 Czech crowns, which is like 155, 156 US dollars. And honestly, it's totally worth it. And if you want to break it down, that's like $13 a month. And it's like so easy to use, and it's unlimited access now, so I don't have to scan in and out. I can just use it and go about my day. Alright, so now I'm back in the apartment. I want to share a few other bills that I have each month living here in Prague. And the first of which is my internet access. So I have O2 internet here, and it has to be reliable because I work from home, and I pay about 620 Czech crowns per month on internet access in the apartment. And next up is my phone service. So for whatever reason, I decided to pay for O2 internet and T-Mobile phone service. And with T-Mobile, I pay for 5 gigabytes of data plus unlimited texting and calling, which honestly I feel like is a little bit low because I kind of run out of data every month by the end. But all in all, I pay 415 crowns per month for that phone service. And lastly, my biggest monthly expense living here in Prague, apart from rent, is actually my health insurance plan. So on the visa I have here in the Czech Republic, I'm a part of the National Health Insurance Scheme, and I have to pay each month into that fund so that when I go to the hospital or the doctor, I have free or reduced health care. And I'll be honest with you, I've never actually gone to the hospital or doctors here, so I don't have knowledge to speak on what it's like or any costs or anything like that. But it's good to know that I'm covered, and each month I pay 2,968 crowns into that fund so that I have health care, which is about $127, $128 per month. However, let me share one more monthly expense that I was paying for, but I'm actually not paying for anymore, and that is my gym membership. So I was going to the Euphory in Prague 5 Andel, and it was about 1,200 to 1,300 crowns per month for that membership, but I'm currently running in the Prague Marathon. All of my training is taking place outside, running on the streets, so I don't really have the use for it. And I've also heard that many employers will offer an athletics card that gives you gym memberships for free. So I think the gym is definitely going to vary based on your situation. But for me, I was paying $1,200, $1,300 per month. So with all that being said, in total, I spend around 25,000 to 26,000 Czech crowns per month living here in Prague. But I do want to make the obvious very clear here. I live in a small apartment in a part of the city that's not really the heart of downtown Prague, and I split my rent 50-50 with someone else. If you're coming here, you want to live alone, live in a bigger apartment, or live in a different neighborhood, obviously the rent prices are going to fluctuate. I mean, I have a few expat friends who live in a neighborhood like Vinohrady in Prague too, who are paying like 30,000 crowns a month for rent alone. So it's definitely going to change, but you can do it on a budget. If you have a flatmate, you live in a different neighborhood, and just do general budgeting tips, you can definitely make a good life here, save some money, and really enjoy your life in Prague as an expat like I do. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. You can give me a like and a subscribe, follow along on the journey, and I hope you come to Prague and you love it as much as I do. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.